Rockin' Hockey Show. I'm Dave Maximue, and we are here with Nathan Paestch, a professional hockey player, 6 years in the NHL, 10 years in the American League, 1 year in Germany, going on your 17th, did I do the math right? 17.
5 years, 16th season, yeah.
16th season. Tell me about being a young hockey player growing up in Western Canada, what it was like.
Hockey was life. I mean, you played hockey constantly. From age 9 on, I played in the summer as well, but I did every sport when I was younger. But obviously hockey, every kid pretty much played hockey. It was just what you did.
Today's regimen for hockey players, for any sport, it really is it's year-round, a lot of specialized training. When you were a young kid, what did you do? You already mentioned you played other sports. What are your thoughts on what you did then, what kids are doing now, as far as training? Too much, not enough, other sports?
I mean, it all varies, but obviously I think other sports are important. I think kids got to be kids. They got to enjoy it. If they're enjoying it, that's great. So you got to concentrate on that, but you have to be a kid too. I mean, I played every sport so that I don't have the passion to come back at hockey.
And I agree wholeheartedly with that. And I also agree with the skill development, but I am also a fan of you don't have to be at the rink to work on your skills. You don't have to have a structured format or a coach, for that matter, to work on your skills, whether it's playing in the garage, playing in the backyard, playing street hockey, which is kind of gone out of style. And
I love playing street hockey. That's my childhood.
Little things like that, stick handling. I tell kids, anything you can stick handle is going to help you become a better stick handler. It doesn't have to be a $15 puck that you buy at the store. It could be a crushed can, for that matter. Golf ball, anything you can find is a good one, and that way it keeps it fresh, kind of new. And you're also teaching hockey now, the Nathan Paestch School for Defensemen, and you're working with doing some camps and clinics. How fun is that? And tell me a little bit about what you're doing with that.
I'm just trying to pass on the knowledge I learned from, obviously, 15 years of pro. I had a lot of great mentors. I was very fortunate to work with a lot of amazing defensemen growing up, and I'm just trying to pass along what I learned from them to the younger generation. I feel like sometimes defensemen can get kind of put to the side, forgotten about. There's not a lot of specialized things for defensemen, and there's not a lot of teaching things that I was 25, 26, 27, and I was like, how did I not learn this before? And I was shocked, but they were simple little things, and now I can teach it to the younger kids.
You mentioned the word specializing. When is it time to have a player play defense all the time, or play forward all the time, or even goalie all the time? Or is it good to still switch around at the young age? And how do you feel about that, as far as, maybe, I don't want to use the term pigeonholing, but just becoming too specialized too soon?
Well, I played forward and defense during my pro career, so I think it's really important for kids to be able to play every position. Not only that, you just learn different parts of the game. I was kind of specialized in defense all the way till I turned pro, and so I signed later, and there were 6 defensemen, older veteran guys, so I wasn't getting in the lineup. I knew that. And Randy Cunningworth was my coach, and he came up to me, and I'm like, I can play forward. I played forward. I just totally made it up. Never played a game of forward in my life, because I just wanted to play. He's like, great, I'll put you in next game. And I ended up playing 50-some games on forward that season, and I played probably over 30 or 40 games in NHL on forward, and just made a niche out of being a penalty killer, fourth-line type forward. But I really learned a lot of other things about the game. I got more confidence as a defenseman, because when I crossed the blue line, I was used to being down low. I was used to being on the boards. So I think it's huge. I think every kid should play all 5 positions growing up.
Talking about specializing, a lot of coaches put the reins on defensemen. Not allow them to skate with the puck, not allow them to join the offense. What are your thoughts on that at a young age too? And let guys play. That's my philosophy.
You look at the NHL level now; it's getting really difficult to score. So now it's a 5-man attack. You look at the successful teams, because you can't just score with 3 guys down low, 2 guys up high. It doesn't work. Yeah. So it's a 5-man attack now. So these defensemen, they have to be active. Every coach I've had the last couple of years have been preaching, get up in the ice, get up in the ice. It's a 5-man attack in the offensive zone, 5-man attack on the rush. Just because it's getting so difficult to score, that defensemen are expected to be part of that attack. I
agree. For a youth coach out there, let your players play, mold your strategy around your players' strengths and weaknesses, and let them flourish, because they may be a defenseman now, but they may be a forward next year, or even next game for that matter. Yeah.
Hey, let's check out this highlight reel goal by Lucas Fink from Rochester, New York. Wow, sick goal, Lucas. Mom and Dad, thanks for sending that video in. Don't forget to send in your highlight clips to the Rockin' Hockey Show.
Some of the things you're teaching young defensemen today, can you highlight a couple things that...
One of the biggest skills I'm trying to push, because I think it was ingrained in people's minds, just to turn backwards and skate backwards. That's kind of getting out of the way. Tony Granato brought it up to me. It was 5 years at camp, and he's really pushing everything was attack forward, skate forward as long as possible. He brought that mold from Pittsburgh and then into Detroit when he was there, and he was a real forward-thinking, real smart guy, and I really appreciate the knowledge. So I'm passing that on. I want defensemen to skate forward as much as possible because your gap control is that much better. And also, if you're skating forwards and you tack a guy and you cut him off, if the puck's dumped past you, you're skating forward, so you have the advantage to get that puck. If you're backwards and you have to turn backwards to forwards, that guy's going to be able to jump past you, and you're losing that extra second, and everything. That extra second's everything in sports now.
Well,
So I'm really trying to change the way guys defend. They're staying more active everywhere, but trying to stay, to your strengths as much as possible, and using your stick and your feet more than just turning backwards, backing right in, and letting people attack.
Players have a lot of opportunities these days, and we touched a little bit on it. You think too much opportunity? Think
No.
it's too much hockey?
I don't think you can ever have too much opportunity. You want kids to have options. I don't want kids. Don't want kids getting burnt out. I think
Right.
you run into some kids that are playing 11, 12 months a year, and it's tough. The body can't maintain. It's going to shorten up their careers. They're going to eventually hit a wall. So you got to, like you said, you play other sports
Yep.
and you refresh your body and your mind and everything like that.
Now, you mentioned your son. He's 7?
Yep.
How fun is that?
Oh, it's
Do you
a
enjoy
blast.
it?
Oh, I love it.
What are the pros and cons of being a 16-year professional hockey player and a hockey dad?
I'm pretty laid back. I think I know you got to be a little more serious, but I have a hard time with that because I played professional so long that I see youth hockey and I just want it to be fun.
Right.
I just want the kids to enjoy yourself. Whereas sometimes I think you got to be a little stricter, and I think some of the other coaches are good at that, and I think that's important too. They need that structure.
If you had to give 1 or 2 tips for young hockey players out there, what would it be?
I would think just make sure you love what you're doing, enjoy it, and when you're there, work hard. You don't want to, if you're doing it too much and you're going there and you're not working hard and you're not enjoying it, just leave.
What's one piece of advice you can give to parents, kids out there, as far as just life in general, living a hockey life?
I think you need to remember it's a game at the end of the day. I think a lot of people lose focus they think it's a job. Everybody wants their kid to make it and make money or whatever it is, or be pro, be famous. But at the end of the day, even at my level, sometimes you just got to sit back and remember it's a game. Because when I remember it's a game, then I play better.
What's your funniest moment in hockey?
So Montreal, obviously huge hockey city. They sell out practices, so we're at the practice rink. It's packed, and we just got off a flight from Tampa Bay, so we're all groggy, we're tired. We got this practice. So I'm running out. I get dressed real quick and I run out. There's all these fans, cameras, skate guards on, just stick in the air.
Did a Charlie Brown?
Yeah, couldn't have been the worst place to do it too, in front of all the fans there in Montreal. The
Yard
cameras.
sale?
Yeah.
Did one of your teammates set you up for that, or did you do it on your
No,
own?
it was all me.
Listen, hey, Nation, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you.